It is quite a scene, just a little bit different than last year. 18 scholarship athletes competed last year, 13 of which were offensive. This year, 12 scholarship athletes competing here at Pro Day, but none of which are offensive. So it's kind of a different feel here.
A 20-4 run for Florida State really separated themselves from Middle Tennessee. They are undefeated under head coach Stu Semrau in the first round. They win 72-55.
Are you ready to go in and play defense?
I think I'll stay on the sideline.
Okay. That's probably better for everybody.
It certainly takes a team in order to make this happen. The change from 8 to 17, back to 8. Darren Kearns and the staff really got the science down.
You got invited to the Combine, did not participate. What is it here today that you're trying to prove?
Trying to prove that I can move, I can run.
Pro Day has changed tremendously over the years. What was it like when you went through it?
Well, first and foremost, we didn't have this big, huge facility.
Florida State is in the College Cup for the 5th straight year. We're here one-on-one with head coach Mark Corrigan. And coach, 5 straight years for you guys. Is this a comfortable place for you guys to be in? It seems like College Cup is synonymous with Florida State now.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far.
Coach, it's been 14 days since you last played. How have preparations been leading up to this game?
Well, they've been good, you know, but you can't really simulate what a game's going to look like.
When you're looking just to have something else other than water with your meal, is this one of the better ones?
Yeah, since it's fresh squeezed juice, you're not using any mixes.
It's time for fast money. If you and a teammate get 200 points, you guys win.
Free financial aid.
We can't do that, so we'll give t-shirts to everybody.
Cook can be counted on at all times. After pulling up short against Wake Forest with a hamstring injury, he bounced back a week later, carrying the ball 22 times. He sat out Monday and Tuesday at practice, but don't expect a lighter workload on Saturday against Louisville.
Jalen, have you thought about maybe going to Chicago? Are you going to be there for the draft?
I'm not sure yet. I'm going to talk it over with my family, but that's an opportunity that's once in a lifetime, so I'm sure I won't be able to turn it down, but we'll see.
What has this offseason been like for you?
It's been everything that I've always dreamed of. This is my dream to take that next step, that next phase, the next chapter of my life, to pursue my dream of playing in the NFL and being a great in the NFL. So every day I'm just working every day and trying to be the best man I can be the best player I can be.
Your name is constantly thrown out there as the top 5 pick. What are you hearing from the NFL?
I mean, you hear mixed things. I meet with teams. I met with teams at the Combine and things like that. But, you know, I'm just controlling everything that I can control. I'm doing what I can do. Showing them what I can do, corner, safety, nickel. No matter what, I killed the Combine. I'm just showing them everything that I can show them, making sure I don't have any, negative marks on my end, doing everything that I can do, on my behalf.
Like you said, you did such a great job at the Combine. How did you feel like you did here?
I feel like I did great. I was able to stand on my Combine performance and just focus solely on doing my position drills, and I felt like I accomplished a lot. They put me through some corner drills and some safety drills. I feel like I did well in both of them. I caught the ball well, and I moved around well, had good hips and good feet. So I feel like I did everything in my control right now.
Jalen, all the best to you.
Thank you.
It's been miles and many trials in order to be where Adut Bolgak is today. She was born in Kenya, having to eventually flee from her home country along with her family in 1999. With civil war tearing parts of Africa apart, she and her family made the gradual move to Canada.
It was actually really scary. Like, I started school out there and didn't know any English. Mind you, I had never seen anybody other than black people, Africans to be exact, and it was just an all-new experience.
Bolgak picked up the English language quickly and adjusted to a much different climate. Having her brothers Day-ESPN and Bulatem was a huge help in transitioning to North America.
My brothers were like my second parents. My parents worked a lot and they took care of us. Like, after school, they would make us food and make us take naps. So it was really like having 4 or 5 parents at once.
The Bolgaks lived in Canada for 8 years before experiencing the type of heartbreak that no family wants to go through. On May 15, 2007, the oldest brother, Day-ESPN, was found murdered in the family's backyard. It was part of a double homicide. He was just 22. 2.5 years later, on September 14, 2009, the family lost another brother. Bulatem Bolgak passed away in a car accident.
I didn't think that I would be okay the second time. Obviously, they're not here for major life events, and so every time I step on the court, I think about them. I'm about to graduate. They don't get to see me graduate, so I think about that all the time. They're not gonna see me get married. They're not gonna meet any of my kids if I have children. I mean, it's tough, especially because they played such a big part of my life, and they're missing so much of my life.
There's so many people that would claim victim. There's so many people that would just stop and say, well, how can I go on, and have the self-pity take over. And Adut is just not like that.
It was a trying time for Adut and her family, specifically her mother.
Everybody knows it's painful, but we just had to stay strong for each other, and I think we just found ways to get through it. Like, for me, it was sports. For her, it was her 4 other children, so who knows.
Still to this day, Adut relies on sports, not just for the fun of playing, but for the welcome distraction that it can provide.
It's so much more than just to come out and play basketball. It's what is inside that drives you, and to use that as a driving force rather than something that holds you back. I think that's why she's a great basketball player.
They knew how much sports meant to me. They knew how much I loved basketball, so really most of the time I feel like I'm playing for them.
But every time she steps out on the court, she always has a part of her brothers with her.
It was right around the time when we had our first game, and I just decided to write their names on my shoes, and it was just a constant reminder for me, just that they're not here, but they are here. So.
Now Adut's youngest brother, KB, is fighting his own battle with a serious illness.
There's no greater loss than losing loved ones, and 2 times was just too much for me. And, like, I'm still constantly battling different struggles, and I just look at it like it could really get worse. It could be worse, like I've seen the worst.
Being so far away from the situation and her family, Adut turned to her head coach in the time of need.
She was there talking to my mom, talking to me every day. She's like another mother for us. That's really cool to have. When you have people that aren't necessarily like locally stationed, so then you have to have people that you can lean on, and Coach Sue is one of those people.
Even through the darkest times and the present situation, Adut continues to find the positives.
She's very, very grateful, and I think she turns around and spills that to the rest of our team, the rest of our program, who maybe has had it very easy. I know I have, based on what she's gone through. And you look at that, and you look at her and some other people that have gone through difficult times, and that's what really bands you together.
Blocked away by Bolgak.
I've been granted multiple opportunities that other people can't experience, and I'm getting a free education. I get to do what I love, and you just have to appreciate those things, because it could be taken from you any single day.